Good morning, y'all. How are y'all doing? It is Friday, Good Friday, the Friday before Easter Sunday. So let me tell y'all, I've been trying to upload the video for about 2 days, and I don't know, it was either too long, something happened, I don't know what was going on. So anyway, I'm gonna try to make it short and to the point, so it won't be as long. But I hope y'all having a great day thus far. I know it's morning time. Everybody else off on Good Friday, but me, I'm headed to work. So a lot of people that know me know that I like to mentor young women or talk to young women to kind of keep them from making some of the mistakes I've made or going down some of the paths that I've gone down. Not that I regret those paths, because they made me who I am today, and I thank God for the person that I am today. And I try to, they ask me about relationship problems, finance problems. I think I pretty much have gone through it all to where I can tell them pretty much everything about what not to do, if nothing else. And so I had a young lady come to me, and she was just telling me about her situation with her and her boyfriend, and saying how I keep letting him get me in these situations. And by situations, I mean they have been on the verge of getting kicked out a couple of times, repoing cars and stuff like that. Can never be steady financially in a relationship, or never be steady in general. And he moved her here. Well, she moved here following him. No family, nothing like that or whatever. Because she was in love, like we do as women. And, even one time, she said one point in time, he's made her pay him back for food for feeding him and their children. And, for the life of me, I couldn't understand that. Like, as a man, why would you even ask for that back? And especially if it was feeding your children. But she allowed it to happen. She's allowed it to happen. She said something to me that stuck out in everything she said. She said, I don't want him. She said, but I can't let him go. And I was like, wow. And I could say wow because I've been there. I've been there to where you didn't want to let go because you invested so much time, or what you felt like was good times. You don't want to let go because of familiarity or because of comfort. We all want to have that companionship or relationship, be under man under us, to have that good quote unquote relationship, or what we see via social media or all other places. And social media is definitely a trick of the enemy, that's for sure. It'll have you thinking couples are just in great shape when they're not. And if they are in great shape, you can best believe after dealing with social media they won't be. And that also shows you how strong their relationship is with God and with each other, if they could let social media mess it up to that aspect. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject in itself. So I was explaining to her, I didn't fuss at her, beat her down or anything like that, because that's the last thing somebody wants, is for you to kick them in the head when they're already down. And I told her, though I did tell her, I said, you've allowed it to happen. You let him do the things that he's done to you. You've let him place you and your children in these situations. You've allowed your children to be placed in this situation. She said, I don't care what he does, but I can't let him go. And I told her, I said, you're going to have to make a conscientious decision to not go back. If you pack up all your stuff today and leave, you have to be a lot stronger than you are. And you have to pull that strength. That strength has to come from God, if nowhere else. And that's all the strength that you need, honestly. And I told her, she said, well, how did you do it? And I said, it wasn't easy. It's not easy, I'll tell you that much. But at one point, and I told her, I said, I blocked him from every avenue of even contacting me at all. Every social media site, any of the apps that you can contact people on, I blocked from all of that. I even, at one point in time when he didn't or couldn't get in touch with me, he sent me an email. So I gotten to where I spammed all emails. So therefore, I wouldn't know if he messaged me or not, unless I went and looked for it in spam. And why would I go look for it in spam? Did I miss him on certain days? Yep, sure did. Will she miss him on certain days? Yep, she sure will. Will she have her lonely days? Yep, she sure will. But the same saying that was said when my mama was coming up and everybody else's mama was coming up, even now, you can do bad all by yourself. You might as well be by yourself if he's not going to help pay bills. He's not going to help you do anything, pretty much. You have to pay him back for food. She's even was saying that he like has some stuff that could be pawned off, and he wouldn't do it because he was like, he's trying to do his music thing, whatever, you know. And she said that's stuff that could help pay off or pay bills, but he won't do it. Even in her calling to tell him, hey, they picked up my car, he was like, well, maybe you can Uber or something like that, you know. And she was like, I have no car. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with being an Uber driver. If that's how you make money, bring the money home, by all means. As long as you paying these bills, you drive all day long. But if I call you and you're supposed to be my man, and as my man, that's the only solution that you have, I don't need you. And I told her she's going to have to work on loving herself and being by herself for a while. Because sometimes there are people that jump from relationship to relationship just because they don't want to be alone, or just to have somebody in their space, or have somebody up in their face. You guys have to start, ladies, we have to stop. We have to start praying and asking God, and praying about these people that are entering into our space and entering into our face. Praying and asking God for discernment. Praying and asking God for the wisdom and knowledge to know if this person is right or wrong, if this person really loves you or not, if this person is for you or not, if this person is trying to gain something by being in your face and space. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want another person that God does not have for me up in my face. I pray a prayer, and I've gotten to where I prayed this prayer daily, and every time a man even approaches me, God, if he is not from you and he's not the one for me and of you, please remove him immediately. Because I don't need him in my space. I don't need him in my face. I don't need him in my life, period. If he's not the one for me, blind me from him and blind him from me. I don't want to see, hear, or smell him at all if he is not the man that God has for me. We have to pray and ask God to show us these things. And when he shows us these things, we have to take heed when he shows us these things. We cannot, God will show us a brick wall and we'll run right into it anyway. Oh God, that ain't the right wall. That we gonna tell God what he gonna do. Gonna tell him that he lying. That's basically what we're doing. God will show us a brick wall and we'll run right smack dab into it. Bust forehead, eyes, bloodshot, red lip busted, and still keep trying to go through the brick wall. But then be praying, God, show me a sign. Really? I done showed you 10 of them. And you still keep trying to go through the wall. We got to stop doing that. When we pray about it, we have to take heed and listen to God. And a lot of that comes from, you have to get in his word and read what his love is and what his love feels like. God's love is the ultimate love without a shadow of a doubt. If I meet a man and he can't even halfway remotely come close to the love that God has for me, I don't need him in my life. You can't even become a quarter, fifth of, you can't even become a piece of or percentage of the love that God is to me. I don't need you in my life or in my space. So don't even try it. And it's the same saying that goes for men to women as well. So notice it's not a video bashing men or any of that. I'm just stating, after talking to this young lady, and I had to tell her, about that. And I even asked her if she paid her tithes, and she proceeds to tell me that she was not religious. She was somewhat spiritual. And, I told her one thing I'm not going to do is force God on you. Because if God wants you, if Christ wants you, he going to get you. But I can only tell you that by me paying my tithes, I've been there before to where I didn't have a job and I still paid my tithes and God still provided for me. So, to each his own if that's what she wants to do. I can only tell her what I know that has happened to me. And it was so ironic that everything that she had talked about and had dealt with, I dealt with the same aspect one point or another in my life. And that shows to go you've heard it before that everything we go through is not for you. My friend Larry Cooper used to tell me that all the time. What you go through is not for you. It's to help somebody else. And now I know and see that, which is why I know eventually I will have a growing ministry in speaking with young women and mentoring young women or just women in general. Even at the young age that I am, I have dealt with and gone through a lot in my life. Not all bad, don't get me wrong, but life's experiences that have taught me things that I know I can relate to with other women or other people and teach them as well. And it's not to say I'm bragging about me, that's all God. Because I'm telling you, a lot of things that I've dealt with or put up with or been through, if it were not for him, I would probably have gone insane, gone crazy, be in jail somewhere for doing something I ain't got no business. Nobody but God. But I told her, if you really and truly want to get away from there, where there is a will, there is a way. And you got to be stronger than what you think you are in your mind. Pray about it. Ask God to give you the knowledge, the wisdom, the strength to go away and stay away. And to keep him away. If you really and truly want to do that, that's what you'll do. Anyway, I wasn't even meaning to go this long. I think I'm like at 12 minutes now. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, that was just a little bit of what I told her. But ladies, we got to stop and we got to do better and stop letting any and everybody enter into our space and into our, into our space. One other thing I'm going to say, when children are involved, you let men or women treat you this way, you're saying to your son, that's okay if you treat a woman like that because she's going to accept it. Or your daughter, it's okay if a man treats you like that. It's okay because I did it. You don't want to, have that domino effect or that cycle to continue. So please put a stop to it now so it won't trickle down to your kids and then your grandkids because everybody in the family think it's okay for a man to treat them like that or a woman to treat them like that. So anyway, you guys have a great and blessed Good Friday and a great and blessed Happy Easter. Y'all be careful this weekend. I love you all. Remember the reason for resurrection. Y'all have a great day. I love you all. Mwah.